Hey everybody, welcome to this guided exercise on shame. So first, I'd like to invite everyone to just take a moment to ensure that they will not be disturbed over the next 10 to 15 minutes as we will be dropping into a guided meditation. And so when you've done that, go ahead and close your eyes and just tune in. Tune into how you're feeling in this moment. Taking a few deep cleansing breaths. And just invite you to stay present with the breath as you listen and follow along. So with shame is part of the human experience. Every human will encounter shame, has encountered shame, and will continue to encounter shame in their lives. And one thing we know about shame, and this is from Brené Brown, who was one of the world's preeminent experts on shame, is that for shame to grow, it needs three things. It needs secrecy, silence, and judgment. So I'd like to invite everyone to bring to mind an area that they feel shame around. And be present to how this shame makes you feel in your body as you bring it into your awareness. Notice where you feel it in your body. And whatever you're feeling, just allowing yourself to experience it, not trying to change anything about it, but be open to your experience unfolding however it wants to. Whatever sensations are present, allow them to be sensed. Whatever feelings are present, allowing them to be felt. And we just breathe the receiving of our experience. Now, with whatever context of shame that you have, I want you to bring to mind those three things: silence, secrecy, and judgment. And consider this thing that you feel shame about. Have you kept it a secret? Have you kept it silent? And do you judge it? And now, I'd like for us to feel into the possibility of choosing differently. And so if shame needs silence and secrecy to grow, can we open up to the possibility of sharing our shame? Sharing our shame with others, speaking it, bringing it into the light. And notice if any fear arises at that thought. And we allow ourselves to feel that fear. And I've done a separate guided meditation on fear that you can reference, but we can also do some here. And so if you feel any fear, just allowing yourself. Notice, where do you feel that fear in the body? And allowing that to be fully expressed and experienced. Not trying to change anything. Breathing with it. Allowing those sensations to be sensed, those feelings to be felt. And feeling through this fear will create the space. Will make sharing more accessible. And we don't need to share with the whole world, although that's a possibility to consider. We can just share with a close confidant, a therapist. But sharing with one person is a big deal. And then maybe we can decide if you want to share it with others. Long, slow, deep breath. And we can also examine the thing we feel shame about. Can we bring empathy or compassion? Can we see ourselves in a different light? Maybe it's difficult to empathize with ourselves. We can maybe we can empathize with the little kid version of ourselves, imagining if that thing we're ashamed of, if we see ourselves as a little child, sometimes that can make empathy more accessible. Or we could swap out a loved one for us in that context. If the loved one did the thing that we're ashamed of, would we view it differently than ourselves? Empathy is the antidote to judgment. And so we can play with ways to empathize. And eventually, we can take our power back from the shame. We can take ownership of whatever it is we're ashamed of. What did it help us learn? Long, slow, deep breath. Creating space. Sharing our shame. Feeling through any fear that may be inhibiting us from sharing our shame, from liberating ourselves. Bringing empathy. to the areas we judge ourselves. And feeling the space that we created and feeling lighter at the possibility of sharing our shame. Allow yourself to feel that lightness. Feel the expansion. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and coming back to this waking moment.